Since 2016, the political landscape of the United States has been polarized. It's been wild. It's been crazy. There's not a lot of unison or unity, I guess. That's the wrong word, unison.
Listen, owning the libs is a lifestyle. You must own the libs repeatedly. You can't just own the libs once. It has to happen every day.
Shit has been changed forever. Seems like nowadays everything is political, which it's kind of always been like that. It's just now political stuff, there's like two different camps and they're very far apart and they hate each other and they want each other to die.
I mean, look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say womp?
When in reality, we're all human beings, man. It seems so lame to say and cliche to say that, but it is true. I mean, like, you know, I think at least.
Kill John Lennon.
Anybody who has skin, type down below. All right. So all that being said, if you're on the internet now, then you know Twitter is where most of the extreme derangement comes from. People hate everybody on Twitter. Twitter once was kind of a centrist leftist platform, and now it's like the same. It's like everybody, but they let everybody in, and Elon Musk runs it, and it's like got this kind of strange, weird air of something new that I'm just not sure what it is, and it's funny to watch for sure. And out of it has spawned a brand new adult cartoon, and by God, I'm rock hard. So yes, recently a show has come out claiming to be the first animated sitcom on X, and the show is called The New Norm Show.
Ah, what's that?
Progress.
And it's like it's really awesome. I love it so much. It's gotta be a psyop.
That is one of my pronouns. Also they, them, and me.
You're non-binary?
It can't be real. I refuse to believe.
I come here to get away from woke.
I was watching it in like at 8 a.m. in the morning. It popped up on my phone. I was like, what's this? Oh my God. This is incredible. The whole premise of the show, guess first. Comment down below what the you think the show is based on the couple clips you've seen here. The premise is an animated sitcom for our woke world. It is about an edgy family. All right, guys, it's a family-friendly comedy that shines a funny light on today's most divisive issues and gives Americans a safe space to come together and laugh on X. Oh my God.
Hey, pronoun, this bud's for you.
Thanks, Sam.
I can't drink. I'm not 21.
What even is this? What is this? They're trying to make America funny again and fight the woke agenda by creating their own little adult cartoon propaganda show and spread their ideologies and clown on libtards, dude.
Billy is an emotional support dog and non-binary.
Oh, okay then. Good dog.
I'm all for clowning on everybody. That's not at all what this does. This show off the bat seems like a show. When I was a child, let's say I'm a kid, and I have an ill-conflated idea of what Democrats are. I grew up in the South, or I grew up in Appalachia in the woods. All right, so I learned that Democrats were bad people very early on in my life. All right, I learned that. Okay, all the kids around me, they all hated Democrats. I was hanging out with 7-year-olds that wanted to vote for George W. Bush.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Didn't take long for me to learn that was not true. And my parents had 100% part in that. My parents are very intelligent people. And I learned that Democrats were bad by going to first grade, all right? That's where I learned that shit. It's like when I was a child and I believed that, it's like I made a show, but opposite. It's like I were to make a show about Democrats. It's like that for Republicans. It's like what a Democrat 7-year-old would think about what a Republican 7-year-old would care about. And that's kind of what it's like it's a psyop from the other side, but it's not. It's made by one side. It's made by the right. This is a right-wing show.
I gently suggested
Yelled.
they stop brainwashing my daughter that girls aren't girls and men aren't men.
Sometimes they're neither, or both.
And they're making the world funny again. And it is not funny at all. It's not, I think, like, it's crazy. I was honestly open-minded too. I'm trying to be as open-minded and as good of a person as I possibly can these last few days. I'm trying to do good, all right? I'm trying to actually be a good guy. I'm trying to respect everyone that I meet and just try to create as much positivity as I possibly can. That's why I'm talking shit about this whack-ass show.
I can't drink. I'm not 21.
Y'all influenced my boy to cut off his junk, but draw the line at beer?
When it comes down to it, this show has to be a scheme to just profit off donations or something like that. I have no idea what it is, but it's really bad. I mean, I'm not against anything left or right when it comes to media. If it's just, that's all it is though, and it's just not funny, I'm not gonna care about it because it's not funny. You're not actually trying, you're just agenda baiting. I mean, like I don't really care about that at all. So the show came out, and so far they've released one 4-minute episode, a mini pilot to entice their viewers to flock to watch the show. The show's got 5 characters and an animal companion, following in the footsteps of Family Guy, it seems like, and maybe even The Simpsons, which I love. I love both Family Guy and The Simpsons.
I know you can read my thoughts, boy. Meow, 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 meow.
But there's a lot of animated adult comedy shows that fail due to a lack of creativity and a lack of originality, and they're just terrible. I mean, Rick and Morty is a good example of one that was awesome. Family Guy is pretty cool. They keep it slick.
Everybody's got a story. That's what I believe. All right, I think we're all set here.
Simpsons falling off pretty hard.
Widespread real unemployment, wage stagnation, and a lower standard of living for millions of Americans.
This show is nothing like any of those shows. The worst episode of all of these shows, if it was combined and shit out and then run through AI and then regenerated to something even worse, that would be better than this show. This show is so bad.
Can't do this.
Yes, we can.
Find a way to break him. Maybe we can fix the country.
It's not creative. It's not like there's bits and it's like, oh, this could be something funny and something interesting, but no, it's not. It's nothing like reality. It's nothing, it's terrible. It's just really bad. And if you want some proof of a lack of creativity, the creators of the show used an AI called Suno. It's a pretty cool little AI to create some music and like run, like here's a song, it's about cavemen.
Well, I'm rocking in my cave, chiseling stone, then I see my cave gal and I start to moan.
It's pretty good. I've seen some of it. Some of it's really funny. They created the main theme song for the show with that.
The new norm ain't the same as the old norm.
It's an AI song. They used an AI song. And I guarantee you there's some old boomers out there scrolling Twitter with a 30-inch iPad who's like, oh my God, they got, who's that? Who's that? Fucking Morgan Wallen? They got, oh, it's George Strait. Of course. They got George Strait to do the main intro. It's like, get a load of this. Get a load of this. Oh, look, they got my blue hair. Blue hair on. Lay down. They got my blue hair niece on there. Look at her. She looks just like her. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. Then we get to the main character of the show, Norm, who is an old man who has traditional values.
I'm the old Norm. I want normal beer.
Very familiar with people who are old and have traditional values. It opens up with poor old Norm having an ankle monitor because he yelled at his daughter's school council for teaching her the woke agenda.
It's your fault I got house arrest.
You're the one who threatened the school board.
I gently suggested
Yelled.
they stop brainwashing my daughter that girls aren't girls and men aren't men.
Sometimes they're neither. Or both.
They're implying that there's like a thought police Orwellian style and he got in trouble. He has to wear an ankle monitor. It gets better. The ankle monitor thing, that's a plot device that they really go ham with, and it's awesome. It's really good. Norm also freaks out when he grabs a beer and it's rainbow colored. He just wants a normal beer.
Ah! What's that?
Progress. It's the new norm.
The new norm ain't the same as the old norm.
I'm the old Norm. I want normal beer.
Why can't a man have a Schlitz brew? Why can't a man drink a Schlitz brew? To be fair, that gay beer probably tastes like shit, though. I mean, any beer, they all taste like shit, TBH, but especially that one, I feel like. All the expensive beers are disgusting. The next character is Norm's wife, Janice. She's very supportive of both Norm and her daughter. She's the middle ground. That's what moms are, usually, generally speaking.
Janice.
And she's got red hair just like Lois Griffin. But she has the personality of a wet rock.
Norm, the judge agreed to conditional parole.
What condition?
A perpetually wet rock, so like a little bit. Like it'd be cool if you had a rock that was always wet. And you touch it and it's like, oh, this is weird. It's like always, it's clammy. What is this thing, sweating? And then sometimes you roll it and then you turn it over to its underside and it's squishy and it's wrinkly and it looks like a little ball sack and you touch it and it's like, wow, it's wet down here. Why is it so wet? And then it squeaks every now and then. Anyways, so Janice isn't that present in the first episode, but she introduces the next character, which is Chaz.
Chaz is part of a new government program
to re-educate homophobic, transphobic, racist.
Chaz is the stereotypical woke character on the show. He is the, I guess, the embodiment of what someone who isn't a part of that world would think that someone who's a part of that world would be like. He's pale, he's got pink dyed hair, he uses they, them pronouns, he's pierced, he's got abnormal clothing, he's wearing a mask, which is actually really funny. He's got a suitcase, pride flags, and the BLM sticker. All right, guys, this guy is so woke, it's crazy.
That is one of my pronouns. Also they, them, and me.
You're non-binary?
How do you know that word?
His character is brought in as a plot device, and Norm is told by his wife that he can get his ankle monitor removed if he lets Chaz stay with them.
The judge agreed to conditional parole.
What condition?
Where's my room?
He's basically being re-educated by Chaz. That's the whole bit. So they're, teach them about the woke ideologies, all right? And then you can remove the ankle monitor, and then you can reintegrate into society. So it's heavily implying a sort of fascist woke mentality, which is really ironic. I mean, it's very ironic. A lot of this is very ironic. I love it. It's so good. This is a funny show. It's funny in not a single way that it intends to be funny. Norm, by the way, hates the idea of having Chaz come in and re-educate him, but he eventually agrees to it because he's soft.
When you coming back to the trophy shop?
As soon as I get rid of this, which means I gotta take in that?
They even go so far to say or imply that Chaz is directly sent from the United States government as a part of a new government program to end racism, homophobia, and transphobia. Then they show some folk in the Oval Office. It's a bald woman, a general dressed as a BDSM dog, and a trans president.
Can't do this.
Yes, we can.
Find a way to break him. Maybe we can fix the country.
All extremely based, real representations of Joe Biden and his cabinet. Dude, it's so funny. I think there is a fellow who looks like that in the military, though. The dog guy, the sloppy seconds dog guy, dog BDSM guy in Army. Ah, yes, this guy right here. This legend. I love this guy. That's funny. Hey, bud, as long as you're kicking ass. The next character on the show is Norm and Janice's daughter, who's not explicitly named in this episode. They put quite a low amount of effort into this. She's designed to look like your average rebellious teen. She falls in love with Chaz for being non-binary and no other reason beyond just that, which is very realistic.
Actually, that is one of my pronouns. Also they, them, and me.
You're non-binary?
How do you know that word?
I learned it in school.
I'm being sarcastic, by the way. That was sarcasm. I mean, I've seen it happen in my own real life. I've seen it happen, my friends, Next on the show comes Charlie, Norm's boss and friend, who is sporting the former Washington Redskins logo.
Charlie, finally, someone normal.
A hot political topic that is often viewed as ruined by the woke agenda. All right, they didn't need anybody to ruin the Redskins. They suck, and they've always sucked since the 1970s, and now they're the Commanders or whatever. The cares? You might as well just take them out and then add another team in. The final character is a stereotypical woke dog character. It's named Billy, and it's a non-binary support animal.
I'm allergic to dogs.
It's okay. Billy is an emotional support dog and non-binary.
Oh, okay then. Good dog.
And it's supposed to be the comedic relief, I think. She pees on Norm's ankle bracelet when he talks bad about woke culture.
Or furry and dressed like dogs.
Another thing that I'd like to mention about the show that I'm really appreciative of is they add the laugh track in to know when we're supposed to laugh.
Where's my room?
That's staying here?
I love that. I think more cartoons should add in the laugh track so we know when to laugh. That's great. Thank you. I'm gonna start doing that in my videos, guys. Bazinga! Go to sour.gg and buy some candy. 52 weeks, 52 flavors. But we're doing a back-to-back flavor for 2 weeks in a row, so technically, we lied. Now, as you'd expect, when Chaz sees that old racist Norm has a black friend, he is surprised and in disbelief.
Charlie, finally, someone normal.
I don't understand. You're black.
Did that just Black Whisper?
You're his friend?
And boss.
As if Chaz cannot comprehend that Norm would have any friends who are black people. Charlie, by the way, came into the scene because he wanted to vent to Norm about how his son Reggie was infected with the woke virus and wants to transition into Regina.
I come here to get away from woke.
Trouble at home?
Oh, my boy, or whatever it calls themselves now, is thinking about transitioning.
Reggie?
Try Regina.
Transitioning to what?
Another fumble!
Hopefully not a Jets fan.
This show, in spite of politics, because I genuinely despise politics. I actually do. It's so like divisive and like it's funny to make fun of it, and it's funny to make fun of everyone. I love making fun of people who are so involved in something that is so meaningless. Not that it's not important, obviously, but it's meaningless. It really is. This show is so lazy, and it's such rotten political slop. It nauseates me the same way that I see everything like Velma is nonsense.
Normally, origin stories are about tall, handsome guys struggling with the burden of being handed even more power. Yeah, it was me, not Fred and his weird sex fan.
I just want to enjoy a movie, dude. I want to enjoy a movie. I don't want to be reminded of real life. All right? I want to see the funny guy turn into a pickle.
Turn myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big reveal. I'm a pickle. What do you think about that?
Or at least do it in a funny way, in a up creative way. I had the same criticism about The Boys, by the way, with this season. It seems like it's gotten a little bit lazy, but the 4th episode, it's bringing me back in. I'm liking it. All right. And it's just because the first 3 seasons, I feel like, from The Boys were so good. And it was just like so much going on. It was so interesting. And Gen V, I love Gen V. That was solid too. First 3 episodes of The Boys are just like, I don't care, dude. We're in an election year. I've had enough of this shit. And the debates are tonight. Stop. Is that normal? Is it normal? Do other people, or is anybody else sick and tired of this shit? Anyways, back to the new norm. There's no substance in the show. It's fucking embarrassing. It's bad. They didn't even name one of the first characters introduced in the very first mini pilot episode. We don't even know what the daughter's called. I really don't know who this show is for. It's got to be for boomers, old people who just don't know any better, and I feel bad for that. Like, I don't hate that, obviously. Like, it's made for an audience. There is an audience, and it went super viral on Twitter, but it's unfortunately getting massively clowned on. And oh my God, the Twitter. Oh God, we'll get to the Twitter in a second, but Elon Musk makes an appearance. It really pulls the show together.
Thank God for Elon Musk and his shitpost memes. X is the home for free speech.
Yeah, a little song plays at the end. Thank God for Elon and his shitpost memes. X is the home of free speech. Wow. A really good way to tie it all off, man. I love that. That's a solid cartoon. That's a 10 out of 10. I love that. That's good quality content. I mean, that's good. It's just like low-hanging fruit, right? It's just it's punching down, or it's punching. Is it punching down? I think it might be punching. I feel bad now a little bit. I feel sad. But anyways, but hold on, guys. It's not over yet. Janet then says she's going to go to Disney World, and then they show the D's Nuts ticket, which is pretty funny.
I almost forgot. We're going to Disney World.
And the final scene ends with a banner that says, "It's a woke world after all." Awesome.
America funny again.
Very good, man. I'm really happy that that exists, and that's a cool thing, and that's like a show that I don't assume will be very commercially successful. I don't assume. I certainly hope not, dude. I can think of some pretty racist boomers right now, and none of them would. They'd be like, "What the fuck? What is this shit? What the fuck is, get this fucking shit away from me, you son of a bitch. I got fucking haterade, you bastard." All right. The TV show also has an epic website where you can donate to support, even though they've only put out 3 minutes of shit content, which I love that. It's like what I would do. It's like how I would run a cartoon, all right? The donate button on the website actually looks like a scam download button you'd find on like a YouTube to MP3 converter website. Furthermore, the fact that they even have a donate button in the first place points to the fact that this is just a money grab, because it's like not well written. There's no recognizable people. They didn't get like Bill Burr. They didn't try to be edgy. They just want to make some whack ass political cartoon to make money. Classic grift. Classic political grift, guys. Love it. Love it. So yeah, the low effort combined with the void of comedy and the donate button, it really emphasizes what the creators of the show actually care about in regard to the product that they're putting out. To go back to the website, if you go to the website and you scroll down, you can see people who back the show. You got Bill Maher, Oh, wow. Genius. Larry Elder, two extremely well-respected figures, loved by everyone, cherished by entire communities. Now, back to Twitter and what Twitter says about the show. It's terrible. It's really, really, really bad. The show got 11 million Twitter views in its first episode, which is awesome. There's a bunch of comments, and it's all gold. If you scroll through, there are 0 that give the show any props. It's like nobody enjoyed it at all. It was sent to the wrong audience. Elon didn't even pick it up, man. Elon, and he's in it. He made an against his will cameo, it seems like. In all honesty, it's hard to pin down who this is made for. The only people that I can think of have been deceased for at least 15 years, I think. And even then, they you just would put it up in front of them and they would just be like, who's watching this? Who's watching this? This is one of the most criticized cartoons I've ever seen in my whole life. And Velma, I think, deserved every ounce of criticism that it got. This shit deserves it all as well, dude. It claims that it is this generation's South Park. What? You claiming what? You do not. I haven't watched that much South Park. Okay, I'm not a big, I didn't grow up on South Park. That is like such a crazy comparison. South Park is creative.
Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It's topical.
Promise, I won't let the Black People Riots destroy the world.
Thank you. Wait, what?
It's humorous.
Rick, my very own Mongolian Trojan horse.
I love it. It wins awards. It's great. It offends everybody. That's beautiful. That's what I like. Plus, the characters are thought out. They've been around for a long time. They've got development, lore, the new norm. It's so edgy, just like South Park. But it's edgy in the most generalized and common, least convoluted way you could possibly imagine. It is not good. It's like ChatGPT wrote it. Seriously, it's like ChatGPT wrote a cartoon. It's weird. And there's a bit of an iceberg, a bit of a rabbit hole in regard to the actual page of the Twitter show. They just posted their first official episode on June 25th. If you want to call 3 minutes and 42 seconds of psychosis-inducing cringe an episode. But the Twitter itself has existed for a long time. And everything else on the page is 2 different kinds of posts. They're either proving that this page is like some kind of propaganda thing, or they're saying test. Test. I love the test tweets. I also wonder how much of the show is just an AI, because like they made an AI animation of Elon Musk and AOC falling in love, which is awesome as well.
Mr. Musk.
Call me Elon.
I just threw up a little bit. Anyways, it's also kind of ironic that they decided to use AI because AI is woke. Apparently, people were saying AI is woke and it's taking away jobs from real humans. So using AI just in general is kind of a moot, sort of irrational thing to do if you were standing on that just kind of platform. I don't know. I mean, AI is cool and all. I love using AI wherever it makes sense to use it. I would never use it to replace work that a real human being would willingly want to do. If you're trying to generate 50 different possibility looks of Norm, the main character of the show, with Midjourney or something like that, that's pretty cool. And then having a human taking some inspiration from that and then like using that, I guess that's legal. I don't know. But doesn't AI use already human made? I don't really know how it works. Back to Velma, by the way. Velma is widely regarded as one of the worst animated shows ever, and it has been reviewed as such.
I have a disease where I can't recognize people who aren't hot.
Is it called rudeness?
It is. You're like smart.
But at least for the episodes of Velma, they're over 20 minutes long and they're actually animated. The new Norm, if it's pretending to be a legitimate show like this generation's South Park, it's so bad that it's mind-boggling. Every aspect of the show is so bad that it genuinely boggles my mind. I'm embarrassed. I'm not even affected by it. I'm embarrassed by it. Seriously. It's not like funny in any the fucking ankle monitor thing. Holy shit. Who's making this? Chum-Li from Pawn Stars? I talk shit about Velma, but man, you gotta at least give some credit to the artists involved in the project. It's like, it's aesthetically better in every way than the Norm show. Plus, a lot of the criticism for like these terrible new shows and like the unnecessary writing and things that just don't make sense for the sake of ideology or not making sense when they're just inserting it for example, the Acolyte or Velma, and people just get upset. It's like, that's because they want something else. They want something good. They want a quality product. They don't care about ideology. It's entertainment, right? Like that's the whole point. You're watching Scooby-Doo to be entertained. You're not watching Scooby-Doo to be learned, okay? Nobody's watching Scooby-Doo to be learned. That's just not how it works. It's just simply not how it works. And criticizing that is a lot of the people who are on the side of the Norm show. So it has to be, you have to be able to evenly criticize. The Norm Show is worse than all of those combined because it's just a political ideology loosely veiled as the worst animated show that has ever been released, the first animated show on X, all right? With a cameo from Elon Music. So this is like maybe the worst thing that's ever been made by people, by actual human beings ever. I think, seriously, I think this might be one of the worst shows that has ever come into existence. I'm embarrassed by it. I certainly hope that it gets canceled immediately after this backlash and response. Or I guess response, but they're probably gonna see it as validating because it's like, oh, we got all these haters, dude. We're gonna make comedy great again. No, you're not. You're not gonna make comedy great again. Even using the name Norm, you're somehow pulling from Norm Macdonald, who is an actual comedian with relatively conservative values, who's a genius, in my opinion. One of the greatest comedians of all time. That's funny. Shane Gillis, that's funny. All right? Joe Rogan. Very funny. This just doesn't make sense to me. I just get frustrated by all this. And I take to YouTube to bitch, moan, and complain.